Round 2 of the Women's FIM World Motocross Championship got underway here in Agueda. In race 1, prior to this, it was a win for Livia Lancelot, Larissa Pampamaya and Ashley Firelek was third. Nearest challenger, Steffi Lyatt, was disqualified after receiving outside assistance after a fall whilst sitting in second position. This is race 2, and it was Firelek, number 67 on the LS Motors Honda, that got off to the best possible start here. But it wasn't long before 110 Steffi Lyatt was back in front and making up for lost ground in the points chase, as she romped away with what seemed like an impossible victory to close down. Firelek hung on for second ahead of Livia Lancelot in third, but then Lancelot was through and Firelek came under pressure from the 103 of Maria Frank. But it was a win for Steffi Lyatt. Lancelot won the GP. MX2 race 1, and it was a great start from Rui Gonçalves, the crowd here in Portugal wanting to see success here on home soil after he won the last Grand Prix in Benelux. Stephen Sword had a great start, but then started to fade towards the middle of the pack as Graneri came through. So too number 21 championship leader Gauthier Paulin. Marvin Muscan had a torrid time having to fight back through the traffic, was up inside the top 10 after about 3 laps and challenging for the top spot. Goncalves, number 5, and Muscan, number 25, crashed through that whoop section in the qualifying heat, but no mistakes this time for Muscan. MX1, race 1, and it was Ken de Dijker who was on pole, but he got squeezed going through turn 1 up the inside. Up and over the hill, it looked like it was the number 5 of Max Nagel, and he was being pushed by the 19 of Philipparts, but Philipparts, he made a way through as it went through City Curve. Tony Cairoli was having a fairly quiet ride until about 10 minutes into the race. Then suddenly he found another gear and started to find his way through, first demoting Max Nagel. Nagel would drop down the order. David Philipparts, he then was on the charge, but he was being passed by Ken de Dijker. Then it was Tony Cairoli who worked his way to the front of the field. Clement de Sal was there in third. So Cairoli took the victory here from Ken de Dijker. De Sal was third, Nagel was fourth. In the second MX2 race, it was another good start for Rui Gonçalves. So after picking up second in race 1, he wanted to go away here, leaving the Portuguese crowd happy. David Graneri, another good start for him on the Monster Energy Yamaha, but he was in second, coming under pressure from the 183 of Stephen Frossard. Gonçalves, meanwhile, was up front and having a lonely time on the Red Bull Factory KTM. Graneri was in second, but then he got passed quite aggressively by Stephen Frossard, who nudged him aside for second position. Sensation, though, this weekend was the number 94 Tekka Suzuki rider of Ken Roxon on the Tekka Suzuki. And despite the rain, Rui Gonçalves, he didn't mind because he would pick up his second victory in 2 weeks. He's now fourth in the championship. The final race of the day, MX1, race 2. And it looked like a good start initially from Josh Coppins up the inside as Fabien Isoire on the Suzuki number 87 ran wide. A couple of riders going down, Jason Dugan and Loic Leonce. Ken de Dijker was back on the charge though, first demoting Josh Coppins and then David Philipparts, his teammate. Tony Cairoli was a little bit further back, down in about 5th position. The leader was 25, Clement de Sal on the LS Motors Honda. But that was short-lived because Ken de Dijker on the Tekka Suzuki found a way through and into the lead. Tony Cairoli then passed Philipparts for third, and then the two riders had this collision through no fault of anybody, and Philipparts would later withdraw from the race. Cairoli then challenged de Sal for third, and then Ken for the lead. And it was the 222 of Tony Cairoli who took his second Grand Prix victory of the season and extends his points lead to 25.